The family of 3-year-old Alfie Lamb said justice has prevailed after an ex-minister's son was jailed for crushing him to death with a car seat. Stephen Waterson, 26, reversed the seat of his Audi convertible, squashing his girlfriend's young son in the footwell on February 1 last year. He then orchestrated a campaign of lies, even threatening to make witnesses disappear to avoid responsibility for Alfie's death. The toddler's aunt, Ashleigh Jeffery, eventually broke the wall of silence and recorded Alfie's mother revealing what really happened. A jury had failed to reach a verdict in Waterson's trial and he pleaded guilty of manslaughter by gross negligence in September ahead of his retrial. On Thursday, Mr. Justice Kerr sentenced Waterson to 7.5 years for manslaughter, plotting to pervert the course of justice and intimidating witness Alfie Lamb. The judge said, "I do not find you were annoyed with Alfie and moved your seat back because of that annoyance. Nevertheless, I am satisfied so that I am sure on the evidence I heard at the trial that albeit not in anger but for your own comfort, you moved the car seat back twice and not only once." He accepted character references from the defendant's father, the former minister Nigel Waterson, and his wife Barbara, who attended court, and agreed he was not all bad. But he said Waterson had been cunning, manipulative, dishonest, disloyal, deceitful, threatening, controlling and sometimes violent. Earlier this year, Alfie's mother, Adrian Hoare, 24, from Gravesend in Kent, was jailed for 2 years and 9 months for child cruelty and her part in the conspiracy. Pregnant barmaid Emily Williams, 20, had admitted lying to police and was sentenced to 5 months imprisonment, suspended for 18 months, and 100 hours of unpaid work. On the cover-up, Mr. Justice Kerr told Waterson, "You orchestrated the campaign of lies, assisted by Ms. Hoare, who had the misfortune to fall in love with you and was willing to lie to protect you and herself." When the conspiracy began to falter in the second half of February 2018 under pressure from a very brave young woman, Ms. Ashleigh Jeffery, you resorted to threats of violence, saying you could make people disappear. Speaking outside court, Ms. Jeffery told how the family had been utterly devastated by the death of a very happy 3-year-old boy with his whole life ahead of him. She said, "The tragic circumstances surrounding his death is something we will never come to terms with. No sentence will ever be enough, but today we finally gave Alfie a voice and justice has prevailed." In a victim impact statement, she also said Waterson's guilty plea had been like a huge weight had been lifted. Ms. Jeffery, who had given key evidence in court, said, "He could have avoided so much." For more on this story, visit the news article link.